Hello, and welcome to my final episode of Columbia Insights Creative Clash. I'm your host, Katie Berg. Controversy comes to the Bronzeville neighborhood. Plans for a new grocery store has some residents upset. Here's Sarah testify with the story. Is it like one of your friends? See, my best friend Becca, she tries to be my manager, but she never follows through with anything. He doesn't. Where do you plan to take your career? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I know you love tacos.
I love tacos. One of the youngest protesters, a 6-year-old boy. He joined hundreds of Chicagoans on a march to call attention to police brutality.
Back up, we want freedom, freedom.
They filled the streets of Chicago on April 28th. Hundreds of protesters who came to support Baltimore.
It's got to stop. The police can't murder black youth anymore. They can't get away with it.
Angry demonstrators took to the streets of Baltimore for several days after Freddie Gray's unexplained death. The 25-year-old black man died in police custody after a mysterious spinal cord injury. He died April 19th.
The questions that many of you have are the same questions that we're asking. How was Mr. Gray injured?
Protesters who took part in the Chicago March say they're fed up with Gray and overall police brutality. Many carried signs expressing their thoughts about police.
I'm scared for my life, and it's a reflection of the obvious police brutality that's been going on in this nation.
Unlike the protests in Baltimore, where there was looting, rocks thrown at police, and cars lit on fire, here in Chicago, the protests remained relatively peaceful.
We love each other. We have to remember that. We act out of love for each other. We see the revolution.
Many say they hope the protests will bring about change.
This is a gathering of people who also know something's wrong and who to one degree or another are willing to do something about it.
The demonstrations appear to be far from over, and people are still asking what happened to Freddie Gray. Back to you. The Blue Island Historical Society sweetened things up today, inviting community members to learn about Chicago's rich candy-making history.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack.
From popcorn to chocolate, local author and historian Leslie Goddard explains the treats that made Chicago known as the candy capital in the 20th century.
Bloomer chocolate, I remember that way back.
People think about, Chicago industry, and we think about, grain and, stacker of wheat and meat packing and stuff like that. But really, candy was really central to the whole city's identity. And when you think about the intersection of transportation, location, immigration, it makes a lot of sense.
Home to the Tootsie Roll factory and the birth of Snickers, Butterfingers, and Milky Ways, many had no idea their favorite candies were created so close by.
Chicago became a really inexpensive place to make and ship candy. Your profits are greater. Everyone wants to be in Chicago. That's really why Chicago is the candy's capital of America.
I didn't know more than half of the stuff that she talked about, so it was very interesting. Time went by really fast.
Blue Island's Public Library collaborated with the Historical Society to make this event happen. President Mike Kaliski was happy to welcome Goddard back.
The Blue Island Historical Society asked me to come out and do this with the help of the library, and I'm thrilled. It's the Chicago candy business. It's amazing to me because, in a lot of ways, it's fun history.
The next time you take a bite of your favorite candy bar, I bet you'll think twice about where it came from. Possibly Chicago. For Blue Island TV, I'm Katie Berg. Are you gonna get on Instagram at all? You think you're gonna try? The pictures are pretty really helpful. Instagram. Thank you, ladies. I'm here in the Chronicle newsroom with the managing editor, Natalie Craig, here to discuss the next issue. So, Natalie, what can we look forward to? The suspect does not use a weapon, but the attack is just as vicious. Police say he approaches women from behind and knocks them to the ground before robbing them. Also, we'll tell you how a late-night TV host got the surprise of a lifetime when a pop star decided to pull an April Fool's prank on him. Stay tuned. And well, thank you so much for being here, Natalie. Yeah. And you guys make sure to pick up an edition. Back to you guys in the studio.